Hi guys, welcome back to Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Okay, so I'm continuing my walkthrough of Mass Effect 1 here. So we've just gotten the Normandy, so let's just... Do you want to talk to Joker first?
Commander, something you need?
Yeah, how's the ship doing?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet, if you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
A bit cocky, but he's well earned it.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet.
He is.
Top of my
Amazing.
class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
I didn't mean to insult you. What disease? Are you contagious? Yeah, what the hell? No, I didn't mean to insult you.
I'm sorry, Joker. I didn't even know you were sick.
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Yeah, how'd you get your nickname?
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
Yeah, right, that's no answer.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Are you unhappy? Yeah?
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
Alright, tell me about your disease.
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
I have to go.
All right, see ya.
Okay, let's go. I think we should be able to talk to Presley on our way. We won't be talking to the crew yet. I'll wait till we've got Liara and then go around and talk to the rest of the crew.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
They're on our side.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, sir, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Yeah, aliens on the ship?
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Yeah, never turn away help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander, this won't be a problem.
Personal questions?
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I'm just gonna check
I signed up with the
settings on
Alliance
screen.
as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were one of the first reinforcements to arrive at Elysium after the Blitz hit. Those raiders were no match for an Alliance frigate. Of course, the only reason the colony was still standing was because of you, Commander. I can't believe you held out as long as you did.
Now you're here?
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go and get my boo. And as you might have guessed, I do always romance Liara Okay, supposedly, constructed by the long-extinct Protheans, this colossal deep space station serves as the capital of Citadel Council. Gravity is simulated through rotation and is comfortable 1.02 standard Gs on the wards and a light 0.3 standard Gs on the Presidium ring. Total length open is 44.7 kilometers. Diameter when open 12.8 kilometers. Population 13.2 million, not including the keepers. Gross weight 7.11 billion metric tons. That is a big station, very big. Okay. We're going to start with Liara. I always start with Liara. If you get her last, it's a bit funny because she's like really out of it kind of thing. She's just sort of like, oh, what's going on? Because you basically like left her in there for like the entire game. But no, I always get her first. She's actually one of the crew members you can't like reject from joining your crew, because you have to have at least 4 of them, I think. Is it 4 of them? I'm not sure. So I'll read if there's something interesting about the planet. No, it's just really hot. Okay. I'm a fast reader, so that's why sometimes I get the the things wrong when I'm reading it. I'm like reading ahead at the same time as I'm reading it to you. Here we go. Okay, so close investigation reveals that there are millions of elaborate crypts a few meters below the surface, left by a long extinct spacefaring species called the Zepho. Many human universities wish to perform archaeological excavations. Council law holds grave sites as sacrosanct. However, the matter has been tied up in court for a decade. You'd think they'd really want to, given the fact that they think that, you know, obviously the Protheans were the only spacefaring species 50,000 years ago. You'd be thinking, right, well, this was another race, wasn't it? They were a spacefaring species at some point. Why wouldn't you want to learn more about them? I mean, I get the whole thing of like not disrespecting the dead. No, okay. But there's a thing, like, I mean, that's obviously just dependent on culture. Some cultures don't believe anything about the dead, do they? Just full of water and ice. Not good for ships. Oh, should have read that one. That was a medallion, so that would be a Solarian one. So in this you've got Asari matriarch writings, Turian insignias, and Solarian medals. Some of them don't do anything. As far as I'm aware, only the Asari writing comes back into it much later on in Mass Effect 3, just for like a little thing. Okay, Therum is a distant but rich industrial world claimed by the Human System Alliance. Its plentiful heavy metals have fueled the recent manufacturing boom on Earth. Core samples rich with the fossils of simple silicone-based organisms indicate Therum was more habitable in the past than it is in the present. Perhaps this explains the many Prothean ruins dotting the surface, most of which have been looted by mining corporations. Okay, I'm going to take Tally and Rex with me.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Ooh. This was probably a Prothean world, like back before the Reapers destroyed them. There we go. Nice ketchup. I think the ketchup's actually quite nice. Sorry, it's very early in the morning. I woke up like 45 minutes ago. Thanks for a certain cat.
Only a fool punches a knapsack in the mouth. They should sneak around and pull its tail.
So there's a side entrance here. Much easier. Only one turret. Compared to the 4 that's on that side. Especially if you're on a higher difficulty. Okay, let's have a look. So, put one more in charm. Spectre training, yes, thank you. Fitness for you, okay. Combat armor. Can't do any more in that for him for the moment. Okay, yeah. I like to do their armor up more first before anything else, a lot. So, basic armor. Advanced shield boost. We do also need stuff like decryption, stuff like that though. Electronics as well, especially when you like trying to hack stuff in the game. It helps on a higher level of that. But I will be doing a leveling glitch later on in this mission, like I said earlier in my previous video. But what I'll do is I'm obviously live streaming this at the moment. But what I'll do is I will obviously there'll be about me doing it for about 45 minutes on here. Unfortunately, it's very annoying, and because I don't want to, because otherwise it's going to stop at like half an hour, 40 minutes in the live stream. And I want to do like a long one. So what I'm going to do is basically just do it on here, quickly as I can, and then I'll cut it out later on. So you'll probably see that in the live replay once it just cuts at some point from me saving and loading to me being with my level. They're basically just like bigger, whatever the hell these ones are called, the smaller ones. Armatures, whatever the hell they're called. Now I know there is a way you can take the car like over here, you can like glitch it somehow to get you through, but I don't know how to do it, so so I'm not going to. Sorry. Sniper for a second. Headshots do seem to do more damage. I do like the fact they put that kind of stuff in the game. I mean, sometimes it makes no sense that I shoot people in the knee and they still, like, die, but, you know. At least they left, like, headshots in. It's like, yeah, that's going to cause a lot of damage. Much easier to fire in a car or a tank. Car tank. Oh yeah, you get rid of jumpy ones now. I hate these bloody jumpers. See, they're all over the place. Never. Did I level up again? I did. Okay, Spectre training. And more Spectre training. Fitness for you, master that. Okay, combat armor, mastered that. It's going great for you. Okay, electronics, put you master, decryption.
Formed around the ruin after it was built.
I would say this elevator should be faster, but this is a basic mining operation. If it moved any faster, I might be suspicious. Use the heal again.
Catching you up.
Need to put some points into a barrier or something, don't I? Actually, is it barrier that this class has on this one? Yeah, it's got barrier. So in this one, you get barrier for being a sentinel as your main source of protection. In Mass Effect 2, you get tech armor. I'm not sure what they were thinking with that. I like switching it from one to the other. Should have created some sort of like combination armor, shouldn't they? Like tech armor should have gone to like pure engineer, barrier to biotics, and like some sort of combination for the sentinel. That'd have been good.
Can you
Hi,
hear me
babe.
out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
We hear you.
Are you okay? What happened to you?
Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
Trapped.
How'd you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that? Geth beyond the veil.
I can believe it.
I activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier curtains would keep them out. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please.
Yeah, what about Benezia?
Your mother is working with Saren. Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side. I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
Yeah, we'll find a way to free you.
We just need to figure some way past this energy field.
It's a Prothean barrier curtain. I knew it would keep me safe from the Geth. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please.
Yeah, what can we do?
Any suggestions on how we can help?
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
Okay. Yeah, now if we switch to sniper rifle, we can actually already see the Geth. Yeah, there were many things they did improve about Mass Effect from number 1 to number 2, but there were a few things they got wrong as well. Purely with like the weapons, you'll see when we get there, or if you already played it, you know, basically when you obviously get there and you pick a class, they only can use specific weapons. You do get a bonus weapon later, but still. Okay, right, so this is where we're going to be doing the leveling glitch. So I'll show you how it's done, and then I'll probably like turn my mic off or something, and then later on I'll be cutting it out from my live stream and everything. So you know you'll see. Here we go though. So A X B Y. So quickly, I'm just going to do another save there just in case. So save, then we load that save. And we get some more XP. So we save while it's giving us the XP. And we load again. And get more XP. And we save. And then we load again. And on and on and on and on kind of thing. So I'm just going to turn my mic off now, and you can watch me do this if you want, but like I said, I will be cutting it out of my live stream later. I would recommend keeping a save just before you start doing this as well, just in case you accidentally mess up and override like the wrong one. It has been known to happen. And you can spend like a good 45 minutes to an hour doing this to get to the desired level. Okay, level up. Okay, so mic off for me. I'm actually going to turn my camera off as well while I do it, so I know where to cut it out from. Okay, and welcome back. So I am just going to be, obviously now, I've leveled up the character. So obviously, look, we're 28 now. Got 387,000. Yeah, 387,518 experience points there. I find the round there is probably the best time. Once you get to about 28, you can usually get to the max level by the end of the game. So I'm going to put obviously one more in my Spectre thing there. Now here's the thing, you want to keep enough to be able to update your Charm and Intimidate for later on. But you know, for now we can put some more in a few other bits. So electronics, yeah, we're doing that. We'll give ourselves barrier. Stasis is actually quite a good one to use. This one, we'll keep those. Let's upgrade Singularity to the max. Can't quite like that. I'll leave that there for now for him. I'll let Rex do the rest of it himself because, like I said, fitness and combat armor is best for him. So the rest of it, yeah, there we go. He can do himself. Tally. Let's get a decryption up. Get a basic armor up. And the rest, once again, let her do it herself. We can do some of our... Yeah, we should be able to... Actually, if we go down up here now, there'll be some storage places we can grab a few bits from. Hopefully, now that we're a higher level, it'll give us some high level equipment. Hopefully. Not massively higher. Mind you, it's probably still loaded from when we first entered the room. Yeah, okay, yeah, so it will mainly be now future stuff we get from killing enemies and stuff like that. We should now be able to gain some high level equipment. Oop, oop. Hi guys. Let's have a chat.
Oh, how did you get in here? I didn't think there was any way past the barrier.
It's not important, it was easy. Yeah, it's not important.
We have to get you out of here before more Geth arrive.
Yes, you're right. I've seen enough of them to last a lifetime. That button should shut down my containment field.
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator. It should take us out of here. Come on! I still cannot believe all this. Why would the Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
Seren's looking for the conduit. You're a Prothean expert. He probably wants you to help him find it.
The conduit, but I don't know.
Yep, accidentally brought the room down, but what can you do?
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event. We have to hurry. The whole place is caving
We need
in.
an escape plan. Let's get the hell out of here.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
He needs to move faster.
If I die in here, I'll kill him. Surrender. Or don't. That would be more fun.
This room is coming down.
In case you didn't notice, this place is falling apart.
Exhilarating, isn't it?
Typical
Thanks for getting
Paragon.
rid of those energy fields for us.
Actually, that's a bit
Hand the
racist,
doctor
isn't it?
Whatever it is you want, you are not getting it from me.
Yeah, I'm not giving her up.
She'll stay with us, thanks.
Not an option. Saren wants her, and he always gets what he wants.
Well, you know.
Kill him. Spare
Can be
the
used to
Asari if you
disappointment then,
can.
can't he?
Not, doesn't matter.
They're all floating. That's why I like Singularity. Yeah, come on, people. Move!
Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds, we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes.
Well, we need to
They
upgrade
tend
it
to
straight
fry
away.
our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
Yeah, he saved us.
Joker pulled our asses out of there. I think he's earned the right to a few bad jokes.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
How old are you exactly?
Older woman.
I hate to
Hot.
admit it, but I am only 106.
Damn. I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours, but among the Asari, I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the Protheans.
Yeah, I might know. Actually, I do know, but, you know.
I've got my own theory on why the Protheans disappeared.
With all due respect, Commander, I have heard every theory out there. The problem is finding evidence to support them. The Protheans left remarkably little behind. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of
Yeah,
clues.
that's exactly what they did.
But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
Who came before them?
If the Protheans weren't the first, then who was?
I don't know. There is barely any evidence on the Protheans, even less on those who came before them. I cannot prove my theory, but I know I am right. The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy.
Yeah,
Yet even they
conquering
climbed
everyone
to
in
the
their
top
way.
on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And
Yeah, I
then,
think they were
like
called
all
the
the other forgotten
Inusano or
civilizations
something like
throughout
that.
galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
Yeah, I can help you.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines. The Reapers.
The The Reapers? But I have never heard of. How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon
Thought
on
you'd
Ethan
had
Prime.
all the
It burned a
theories.
vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions. Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process.
Well, I'm amazing,
you must be
aren't I?
remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
Okay, this isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Of course, you're right. I am sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
Yeah, you can still help us.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
Yeah, she's one of the people you can't actually say no to joining the crew.
When the fighting starts.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Good to have you on the team, Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate? Or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Protheans' true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
Yeah, we'll talk later.
We can talk again after you've seen the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Yeah, do it.
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
We've received your report, Commander. I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
She wants to help us.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to
Liara.
kill her.
I always hate the way he calls her like
Benezia
that
would
in this
never
one.
allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't
It's only
know.
like one line.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
Yeah, it was.
The Geth were crawling all over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
Of course, Commander. The mission must always take priority.
Good luck, Commander. Remember, we are all counting on you.
Okay, let's go and talk to everyone. Dr. Chakwas won't have anything more to say than what we've already talked to her about throughout the entire game.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
Yeah, I was worried.
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up...
Yeah, don't mention it.
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council,
and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real
they all look
meaning
like
for
women,
us.
but they aren't. They're
We
just...
still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
How's that possible?
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
Very interesting race.
Every relationship is
to be
different.
honest.
Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
You don't know who?
Benezia never told you her partner's name?
Union with
I
our
know
own
who it
kind
is.
no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood, though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face. It is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
Maybe she wanted to meet you but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it.
Father,
she raised me by
that's what we
herself,
call her,
though that is not uncommon.
was like half
Many Asari raise their
Krogan
children alone,
Asari.
particularly if the father species is short-lived.
So that makes you
Often
one
the
quarter
partner will pass
Krogan.
on long before the child reaches maturity.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander. I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean
Must get
ruins.
lonely.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from
Can't
being a
blame her.
matriarch's daughter.
People suck.
People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people.
Individuals can be okay,
Matriarchs
but people
guide
in general,
their followers
they
into the
suck.
future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
I'm fascinating.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to
I
insinuate.
love the teaser.
I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Okay.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
I should go. I should go. Oh, hang on. We can examine a sleeper pod.
Anything you need, Commander?
Tactical appraisal?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Dr. Tassoni.
Yep.
Seems like a sweet girl. Easy on the eyes. I mean, if you like the bookish sort.
Oh, I do.
Just remember, Lieutenant, I saw her first.
Only by a few seconds, sir.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Always off the record.
Malenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. Bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful. But not stuck up about it. I think you'd have liked her.
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down.
The thing is, if biotics kind of did appear and they linked it to something, you know that people would be doing this kind of thing.
Anything Kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Jump Zero is a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
Yeah, you can talk to me.
Alenko, there's no regulation that says you can't be friends with your commander.
I appreciate that, Commander. I just don't want you to think that I'm a whiner.
No.
Besides, I've got my past squared away.
So he's quite, you know, he's like, yeah, he's got his past scared away, he's got nothing, no regrets kind of thing. So, you know, Ashley, on the other hand, she's got her sisters and, was it her mum, I think, is still alive. You know, she's got a lot of stuff she wants to do. Prove herself to the Alliance. Rex, my brother.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Come on.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It isn't?
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Yeah, I kind of see your point.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Yeah, touchy subject.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All
I
I
think
know,
they made it work a bit too well,
it makes
though,
breeding
personally.
nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
So long, Rex.
The Krogan are complicated. Very complicated, I'd say.
Commander, you have a minute to talk?
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
Because they're not Alliance?
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
Yeah, you don't trust aliens?
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, I mean, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
Yeah, we need allies, we do.
Standing up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies.
Yeah, she's absolutely correct.
As noble as the council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
And they do exactly that at the beginning of Mass Effect 3. Of course they will, not necessarily. How cynical Yeah, not necessarily, but they do.
I don't see that as inevitable.
Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
Yeah, why do you feel that?
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
I come from a military family too. My parents were both Navy. Anybody in your family we might know?
Couldn't say, Commander. We probably have a lot in common. You join up to carry on the tradition?
Serve the Alliance, yes, for the action to see space. To serve the Alliance, yeah.
Mainly I wanted to serve. Protect the Alliance, save lives, you know.
Glad to hear it. I'd hate to think you were out here for a free college education.
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, sir. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
Yeah, you deserve better.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
I understand your feelings, yeah.
All right. I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're going to have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
Oops.
Would you kiss anyone I ordered you to?
That depends, sir. If you ordered me to kiss a superior officer, that would be a violation of the regs concerning fraternization. That would make it an illegal order. I'd be required to decline and relieve you of command. Sir.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
Yeah, I believe her.
I think she's being straight with us. Or at least, I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Hey, want me to ask her about her sex life? Might be illuminating.
None of my business.
That's between you and her.
Scuttlebutt says otherwise. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, sir.
Commander, nice work out there.
Thanks.
I knew working with a Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it.
But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like
He'd
the way
make
they
a
do
good
things?
Spectre.
There's more to it.
I think I really wish they
Didn't
put in a
start
thing where
out
you could
bad,
like
but as I rose in
recommend
ranks, I
certain
got
people to
saddled
be a
with more and
Spectre
more
if you
red
wanted
tape.
to.
CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no.
Yeah, we're doing a
You get the
Paragon
job done
playthrough,
right,
Garrus.
not
Paragon.
fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Don't think he has anything to say at the
Commander,
moment.
how are you?
Oh,
Why did you want to be a
asking about
CSEC
stuff.
officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
That's tough. But you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Damn shame.
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Not all Spectres are like Saren, you know.
Of course not. But Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
Yeah, not true.
Just because you can break the rules doesn't mean you should. I don't need to stoop to Saren's level to stop him. And neither do you, Garrus.
I see what you mean, but I'll think about it. Thanks, Commander.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses.
Which is
Each
what
license
we're
allows
buying
me
on
to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
How often will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased, but I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
So he's got a lot of nice stuff now, although a lot of it we can't buy. Let's have a look. Pistol. See, that'd be quite good actually. I'll buy that. Can't afford those. That'd be better for me at the moment. That's about it. Okay. Drive core. Very nice. No? Okay, it's B2 Adams.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
She bothering you?
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
Yeah, she's useful.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for Tally, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, but we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation, too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster-than-light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Basically, we've got a very unique ship that can be invisible from enemy sensors for a short while.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space.
Yep.
I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
You're into ships?
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the
300 years, not
I can't believe your
200,
fleet's still
Gaiden.
using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet.
Yeah, they can't all remain on the same ship,
But
can they?
no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point.
Which is actually a very good policy to come into place on planet Earth at the moment, if you actually think about it.
The rule against single births
Because
is temporarily
we're getting
repealed.
overpopulated.
In extreme cases
If
of
we,
population decline,
brought in
incentives
some
are
sort
even
of
offered to
rules,
encourage multiple births.
we'd be able to stabilise the
Conclave
population.
hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
Everyone's always complaining
The
about their
Conclave
rights.
is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction.
Yeah, it have been for like 300 years.
The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
Remember, you're hearing this purely from the Quarian point of view. The story that's basically been passed down.
Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So, the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious.
Basically, the more of them that are nearby, the better they are at doing whatever it is they're doing.
Freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order
they defended
violently.
themselves.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution.
I think you had other
By
choices.
acting quickly,
Well,
we had
not
a
you
chance
personally,
to
but
end
you
the
did.
war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil.
Yeah, they defended
now
themselves.
We drift through space, exile, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If
Yeah,
we
I
had
think you
not
did.
acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Yeah, sorry, I'm not surprised.
You didn't give them a real good first impression.
You really think things would be any different if we waited for them to act first? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
I should go.
See you later.
I'm more on the Geth side than the Quarians, to be honest. And that in that whole situation, anyway. Joker will have something funny to say about the mission.
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
Yeah, you sure you want that?
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours. Fun.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
I have to go.
All right, see you.
Okay. We're probably going to get a thing from Hackett now, basically telling us about the whole lunar mission. As soon as we get on here. No? Might need to do another mission first, but we'll get it quite soon.
Commander, urgent message from Alliance Command coming in. I'll patch it through.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett from Alliance Command. We've got a situation here, and you're the only one that can handle it.
Yeah, how can I help?
What do you need, Admiral?
There's an Alliance training ground where we test weapons and technology in live fire simulations. One of the VIs we use to simulate enemy tactics in the drills is no longer responding to our override commands. It's gone rogue.
Are you telling me this computer is thinking on its own?
We're not stupid, Shepard. This is a virtual intelligence, not a true AI. It's not self-aware, and it can't access any external systems. We didn't do anything illegal here. Virtual intelligence support is critical to our military success. VIs process thousands of status reports and react in nanoseconds. No human can do that. We need you to fight your way through the training ground of the VI core and manually disable it.
Is that the only option?
Can't you disable it remotely?
Our failsafes aren't responding. The VI operates on a closed network. It can affect any external systems, but we don't have any direct access to its processes. We could bomb it from orbit, but the damage to the facility would be catastrophic. We'd prefer to have someone shut down the core. Someone like you. I know Spectres answer the Council, but you're still human. You're still part of the Alliance military, and right now we need you. The VI controls all the facility's weapons, drones, and automated defenses. You're the only one that can pull this off, Shepard. Good luck.
Fair enough. Okay, let's have a look. Nothing interesting in that.
Commander, I'm picking up a signal from the planet's surface. It looks like an automated distress beacon.
Hang on, before we do that. While scanning the astrofield and the Sparta system, you found signs of habitation. A recon team was sent to investigate one of the large asteroids. The rock had a small functioning biodome, but no signs of anyone still there. There was, however, a data console with an intact Prothean data disk. Nothing interesting on that one. Okay, during an Alliance pirate suppression campaign in the 2160s, the Batarian Ilium Rat something was caught with the frigate Turion grounded on Elisford Drive discharge. When challenged by the cruiser Hyderabad, something refused to surrender, was destroyed in an attempt to take off. The debris is strewn across the southern hemisphere. Okay. Load of meteor impacts in this place apparently. Okay, take you and hang on, no, we'll take Garrus and Ashley because they'll need levelling up as well now. Stress signal, it's an anomaly. And yeah, right, straight away. First of all, fitness for you. Yes, assault training, combat armor. The rest, let me just have a look. This does more weapon damage for her. So I'll get that up to max. And the rest she can do by herself. Garrus, let's have a look. So, once again, assault training, yeah. Good. Decryption. It's really good. And electronics. The rest is all you. Oh yeah, I think this is Kahoku's men. Crushable! These are actually really annoying. This, they added this in on the Legendary Edition. I really wish they hadn't sometimes. Very annoying in my opinion. Don't go into that. I'll destroy your bloody car in one hit. Marines.
Alliance soldiers. Looks like they were lured here by the distress beacon.
amplifiers. Yeah, so these Solarians, they'll carry those medallions. Like I said, doesn't really come to anything at all in the future games, but if you want to do 100% completion.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you. I can't say any more in an unsecured communication. If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge.
So you can actually do her mission. This is a weird thing. So that pops up, yeah, the mission she wants you to do is in this system. So I have no idea what's going on with that. Toxic seas. Sea above colonization by the Volus. Negotiations between the Systems Alliance and the Volus patrons, the Turing hierarchy, have made good progress. So this could be a Volus colony in the future. Oh, hang on. Because yeah, this system is technically under the System Alliance's control. Half sides of Earth, biting coals. Dense atmosphere, oxygen, high winds. Yeah, but it's got a lot of problems on it, hasn't it? Okay, we'll take you and you. Excuse me. Okay, sorry scientist to start with. Let's get a singularity. Obviously electronics. Rest of it she can do herself. So we've got any better equipment yet? Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, I never equipped that gun, did I? Okay. That sits at 3. Okay. Yeah, a lot of this is pretty much useless now. Okay, just trying to think if there was actually any. I think this is one where there's some minerals over this way. Okay, there's another one over here somewhere. Or in that general direction. Nearly there, nearly there. Okay, stronghold. Paragon usually, you think you've just beaten them and then all of a sudden they just pop back up with health. Because they've got like secondary and tertiary organs just in case, you know, something happens. Like backup health. Ridiculous. Let's go. Upstairs. Yeah. Yeah, that, the Asari slaver, was Nisana's sister. You're about to find out. You discover evidence the Asari leading these slavers and the San Antantius are an important ambassador on the Citadel are sisters. You should return to the Presidium and confront Asana with this. Yeah, she does also pop up in Mass Effect 2 during one of our recruitment missions for the assassin Thane, who's awesome. Love him. Amazing character. There we go, a lot of new equipment, okay. Doesn't suit him at all, but you know. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's continue. Colonies below the ocean surface, safe from the worst effects of the weather. Okay, that'd be interesting. That's interesting. Okay, let's go to the local system. Not a lot I can really do on these that would, like, you know, let you know anything that you didn't know. Pluto is on there as a planet, though. Okay, let's go to the moon. I'm going to take Tally and Garrus because they're the two people who are going to meet this rogue VI in the next game first. Okay, let's just have a look. Where is it? Over that way. Oh, no. Come on. Ah! There we go. Okay, there we go. On the way. We are on the way. On the way. Down. Come on. Faster, faster. Okay, one more. Okay. I'll do these one at a time. Actually, I'll use my assault rifle. I need to get some better equipment on Tally as well, actually. Tally. Let's give her some Bits on here as well. Speaking of that, did I put better equipment on my assault rifle or not? No, I didn't. Okay, let's have a look. Inferno rounds, scrum rail, combat sensor. Access port. There we go. More stuff for Tally. Yes, much better. How about Garrus? Yeah. Ooh. Now barrier's gonna pop up, yeah. Very annoying, but easily bypassed. Oh, hang on. Okay. Last one.
Moving out.
I'm not sure if like destroying these power junctions do anything, but I never do. Yeah, so this binary code, if you actually put it into Google, or, you know, if you know binary code, it actually said something like help over and over again. There we go. So we get a bonus one now. So we can improve barrier and stasis and recharge all biotics, or improve first aid. And so I'm going to go with Bastion, because I use biotics more than first aid and neural shock. Okay, here we go. We can upgrade these. Okay, I'm going to do the asteroid one first, then we'll go back to the Citadel. Yeah. Okay, I don't think there's much on it. Terra Nova, yeah, is quite an interesting one. Was a Class 1 colonisation prospect discovered in the first wave of Alliance surveys. It was the second human extrastellar colony and the first beyond the Sharon mass relay. It's currently the highest population of any Alliance colony. Just basically, you know, great place. Okay, go. Okay, so let's go with Garrus, and I'll take Rex with me. Like these two.
Status. Sensors reveal 3 fusion torches propelling asteroid X-57.
There we go, better.
At its current rate of acceleration, the asteroid will collide with Terra Nova in approximately 4 hours. Analysis. Torches must be disabled to cease the acceleration.
Yep, okay. We can do that.
Hello. I heard your transmission. Can you hear me? Haven't found me yet, but I can't talk long. Shut down the fusion torches. I'm going to die. God, I hope you're hearing this.
Okay, start off. Hang on. So we'll put the marker there, but we're going backwards first. So that one over there. Save a bit of time. Okay, victim was badly beaten before being killed with a pistol shot to the back of the head at close range, slightly surrendered only to be executed by sadistic captures. nothing interesting. Let's have a look. Damage per second. Give it a go. Yep. Oh, hang on. What about Rex? Yeah, Rex needs, yeah. Okay. No, actually, that'll do better for him. Oh. Okay. Let's go. Up we go! There we go. Now just look, put everything on the map for you. So go to Torch, destination over there, Torch, destination, and then final facility.
We're headed in the right direction. I don't know who
I think
you
that's the
are,
best way to do it,
but
I think, anyway. Okay, anything in here? Nope. Okay. Let's go. Batarians. I really don't like Batarians. Basically just like slavers and, you know. Yeah, no, I really don't like them. Just the way they do everything. The whole empire's built on slaves. Crap. Oh, shit at the minute. Cases. Ready to change Garrus's armor as soon as I can.
Can you
hear? Who is this?
Who are you? What's going on?
My name's Kate Bowman. I'm an engineer. I was part of the team assigned to bring this asteroid to Terra Nova.
We were attacked yesterday by Batarian extremists. I've been hiding since they arrived. I think they know the torch went out.
Why are they doing this?
I don't know.
Sorry,
but if this asteroid isn't slowed, millions of people on Terra Nova are going to die.
If I find out anything, I've
gotta go. Good luck.
Oh, why aren't you running? Okay, that's weird. They're not running the right way. Something's glitched there, hasn't it? That work? No. No, that's not even working. Ooh, this is weird. Okay.
Hey.
He's not giving him face right this way. No.
Oh God. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, don't worry about me.
Are you hurt?
Yeah.
Takes more than that one shot to bring me down.
Sorry. I didn't even realize you were human until... well... guess I'm not much of a soldier.
Yeah, just be more careful.
I know you're scared, but I'm here to help. Commander Shepard, with the Alliance.
Simon Atwell. I'm the chief engineer on this rock. Listen, we don't have much time. The Batarians fired up the fusion torches. You've got to shut them down before we hit Terra Nova. There are 4 million people down there, Shepard. My family. They live in Aronis. My kids and grandkids. Nice communities, good schools.
I don't have time to do the math in my head. What happens if we don't stop this rock?
X-57 is 22 kilometers long, twice the size of the asteroid that wiped out the Earth's dinosaurs. It would be like millions of fusion bombs striking at once. Millions. The heat of the blast. 1,000 kilometers away, clothes will ignite. There'll be global wildfires. Air shock will flatten everything for hundreds of kilometers.
I get it. It's bad all round,
will die,
okay?
Shepard. Not just our colony. The planet. There'll be a climate shift, mass extinctions. The ecosystem won't recover for thousands of years. Millions, maybe.
This doesn't make any sense. Batarians run criminal gangs. Unethical, but profitable. They don't destroy worlds. What does this gain them?
I've heard all the stories. Slave rings ranching people like animals. Pirate bands burning colonies to the ground. But this is... the Citadel conventions forbid asteroid drops. I never thought the Batarians would go this far.
Why wouldn't they? They're not all like this.
Most Batarians aren't genocidal madmen, but these ones are terrorists.
Yeah, I know. It's just... this isn't how I expected the world to be when I rolled out of bed this morning.
Any idea who's behind this? Who's leading them? That might provide a clue.
I heard a couple of them talking. They mentioned a Balak. It sounded like he's the one in charge. They didn't seem convinced this was a good idea, but they were scared of the guy. Scared enough to do what he wanted.
You were on the ground when this happened. How many Batarians have you seen? And where?
They landed at the main facility. It's locked down now. They've changed the passcodes. No idea what's going on inside. I did see groups head out to each of the torch stations. Couldn't say how many, though. Enough to give you a fight.
Batarians everywhere, and I need to shut down all 3 torches. Anything else I should know?
One of the torches is surrounded by live blasting caps. We were set up to excavate when we arrived at Terra Nova. I rigged them with proximity detectors. That tank of yours will set them off, so you'll have to go in on foot. Even then, they'll explode if you get too close. Just go slow and easy. You should be fine.
You set them up. Can you disable them?
Not from here. No. There are manual controls by the entrance to the torch facility inside the blast zone. You can disarm the caps there. One last thing. I had a crew working off-site when the attack hit. I'm worried about them. These Batarians are ruthless. I saw them smash the faceplates of guys working vacuum. And those Varen, I don't think they always wait for a corpse before feeding.
Yeah, I'll do what I can.
I'll look for them, but the torches have to be my priority.
Yeah, you're right. Saving Terra Nova is more important than my team. There were a bunch of engineers over at the main facility, but they're probably all dead. That or being held hostage by the Batarians.
A woman named Kate Bowman contacted me. The Batarians haven't found her yet.
Katie's alive. She's one of my best engineers. She signed on with her brother, Aaron, I think his name is. He's part of the security detail. I hope they're okay.
Yeah, stay outside.
You'd better find a good place to hide. If the Batarians come back and find you...
Yeah. I think I'll make myself scarce. Good luck, Shepard.
Ah, there we go. I'm back to normal. Okay, over there first. Okay, body's been in severe burns, show signs of major concussion trauma. Mercifully, the explosion would have killed her instantly.
This is Dr. Himes. They found me, damn Batarians. I can hear them out there prowling around, trying to find a way in. It sounds like they're attaching something to the door. If I don't make it, tell my family I love them.
It's a really annoying torch as well, as like a minefield around it, yeah.
Warning. Ground-penetrating radar detects anti-vehicle demolitions nearby. Proceed on foot.
Interfere. Damn. Sorry. There's a lot of feedback. See if I can fix it. In the meantime, just keep doing what you're doing.
Disable it. Yeah, it's the plan.
Their leader's setting charges everywhere. I think he's going to blow this whole facility.
Get away from there!
Don't shoot, please! No!
Who's shutting down the torches? I won't ask you again.
He's a bit... Valak is... Well, he's a terrorist, yeah. He basically kills everyone who gets in his way.
Find this problem and deal with it.
Yeah, honestly, the best solution is to let him go.
Get her out of here!
I mean, you have to sacrifice... If you want to kill him, you have to sacrifice, like, all the hostages anyway. So, not really a good choice if you kill him anyway, but, yeah. Okay, where's my car? Over here, yeah? thought it was a Batarian war, but he's just like, it's called a Baron. Everyone knows it's a Baron. Ooh, hang on.
Hold it right there. This doesn't have to end in bloodshed.
No, it doesn't.
Don't come any closer.
Yeah.
We can do
You
this
talk
the
these
hard
guys
way,
down.
or we can end this peacefully.
Peacefully? Really?
I didn't think you Batarians knew the meaning of the word.
Look, I'm just doing my job here. Hijacking this rock wasn't my idea.
The worst excuse ever, isn't it? Just sort of like, oh, I'm grabbing all these people to take them as slaves and sell them off and do horrible things to them, but I'm just doing my job.
This isn't just a slave grab anymore. Millions of people are gonna die.
Don't you think I know that? I'm just following orders here. If it were up to me, we'd have already left.
Well, it's not too late. You can still leave.
I don't think so. Bollock would skin me alive and sell my hide out of spite. Crazy bastard. This whole mission's gone to hell and I'm gonna pay for it.
So why do you listen to him?
Good question. I had a bad feeling about this from the moment we landed. Now Bollock wants you dead. And what Bollock wants, Bollock gets. I can't change that.
Do you always want to be second in command? Get me out of here and I'll take care of Bollock. Then you can start giving the orders.
Huh. An interesting proposal. It certainly has benefits over the current situation. Shut it down. This is Bollock's problem now. I hope you're as quick with a gun as you are with your promises, for both our sakes.
Bollock will get what's coming to him, and so will you if I ever catch you in human territory again. Are we clear?
Perfectly. Bollock's holed up in the main facility. You'll need this to get in. Don't underestimate him. He's a mean bastard. Let's go. We're getting off this rock.
Let's just take my... Still can't upgrade that yet. Okay. Yeah. Bodies down here, don't need to go to that. You just get attacked if you go to the actual building. Go. Looks like he died from a single shot through his helmet, looked like from a sniper. Whoever killed him didn't even bother to search his body. Still equipment, yeah. That's probably like one of the best Omni tools as well. Med recharge, actually, the one I've got actually now I quite like better, but Garrus, totally use that. Okay, it's all the bodies. Main base time. There's a guy in there as well. More. Over there? Okay, over there. Should be all of them.
You. You're almost more trouble than you're worth.
Let the hostages go, and maybe you'll live long enough to explain yourself to the Council.
I don't answer to the Council. Or to you. I'm leaving this asteroid. If you try to stop me, I'll detonate these charges, and your helper and her friends are all going to die.
I can't just let you go, Balak. Not after what happened here.
This is nothing. You humans have done far worse to the Batarians. We've been forced into exile, forced to survive on what we can scrounge up. It's been like that for decades.
Yeah, why blame us?
Why take it out on these people? They didn't do anything to you or the Batarians.
Didn't do anything. Aside from colonizing a world that could have been ours. Aside from using resources that should have been ours. We were left to defend ourselves.
Oh, such
but
a
the humans
stupid
were stronger than us.
justifications.
The Council knew that. But it didn't matter. It was you. You and your kind are the only reason we're in this position.
What's your point?
How does killing innocent people make up for that?
We had no other options. Sometimes you need to get someone's attention before they'll listen. That's why we attacked you at Elysium. That's why I'm doing this. You forced our hand.
You attacked us first. When we retaliated, you ran off to the Council hoping for help. When you didn't get it, you hid. You've got no one to blame but yourselves.
Enough! You couldn't possibly understand. Actually, you just don't want to understand, and I'm done wasting my breath. Now, if you want your friends to live, I suggest you step aside.
So yeah, let him go to save the hostages. I opened the door to let the cat through, sorry.
You can go. But this isn't over. I'll find you eventually.
Maybe. But I made sure you won't follow me today. Those charges are still on a timer. Better hurry if you want to save your friends.
Okay, let's go. Actually, we'll get the one up there first. Don't really matter which one you get first, as long as you get them all in time, but... one left. One left. In here, upstairs. Come on guys, there's one turret, take it out. Okay, all of them done. Yeah, fantastic.
He left. Is that alright?
Yeah, it was the only option.
Letting him go was better than the alternative. I thought you were going to stay someplace safe.
There might have been something I could have done to help. I thought I should be here. I know this asteroid better than anyone. You did it. Another hour and our course would have been irreversible. I ran the numbers, Shepard. X-57 would have struck near the capital city, the most densely populated region. But that's not going to happen, thanks to you. Is Katie in here? Is she alright?
She's fine.
Is her team?
Balak was holding them hostage. I let him go to save them.
Let a terrorist go or sacrifice innocent lives. I'm glad that's not a choice I had to make. Is that... Will you get in trouble for that? I mean, he could do the same thing somewhere else, couldn't he?
Yeah, I'm not like him yet.
Yeah, he could. Balak seemed like a practical man. Practical but callous. I'm sure if he'd been in my place, Ms. Bowman would be dead now, along with all the terrorists. But I'm not going to sacrifice people who happen to be between me and my target.
So what happens now? The bad guys get away?
For a while.
Balak gets away today, but we'll still be after him tomorrow. And the day after that. Me, my crew, and every other crew in the Alliance. He'll run and he'll hide, but eventually he'll slip up and we'll get him. Bad guys never get away, Simon. Not unless the good guys give up.
Well, I wouldn't want you after me. Shepard, thank you for my grandchildren's lives. I don't think I'll stick around, though. Not with the team gone. Too many ghosts. It's time for me to get back and spend some time with my family. Before I go, I'd like to offer you something. Maybe you'll have more use for it than I will. As lead engineer, I get some quality items. Take your pick.
Yeah, about your Omni tool.
I know it's a lot to ask, but that Omni tool of yours? I could really use something like that.
Shepard, I think I mentioned that you saved my kids and grandkids. What's an Omni tool compared to that? Take it, with my blessing. I hope you get good use out of it.
One more thing. You asked me to look into your missing engineers?
Have you found them?
Yes, all of them. Their bodies, anyway.
Oh. I see. Well then, I guess it's better than not knowing.
Yeah. Take care of yourself.
Be well, Shepard. We owe you.
Savant Omni tool is, yeah, that's the best one you can actually get. Give that one to him. Okay.
I can't believe you let Balak go. To save us.
Got cat over here.
I half expected you to just let us die. Sacrifice the few for the many.
Not my way.
Then I'd be no better than the Batarians. Besides, Balak won't get away with this. I know who he is now. He can't run forever.
You sound like my brother. He was always so stubborn, but always willing to do the right thing, no matter what.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I wish I could have saved him, too.
It's not your fault. You did what you could. At least, Aaron died in a place he loved. He was the one who convinced me to join the team here. Said it would be an adventure. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I should see to Aaron.
Yeah, I won't keep
I understand. You've been through enough today. I'll get out of your way.
Thank you. Oh, I don't even know your name.
Shepard. Commander Shepard.
Thank you, Commander Shepard. You're not exactly what I expected, but thank you.
I'll let it go.
I'll get out of your way. So long, Kate.
I appreciate that, Commander. Goodbye.
Okay, right, there we go. So that's the asteroid one done. Let's head back to the Citadel. there'll be a few things we can do here now. So we've got Nasana Dantius, the fan. Obviously, we've got to tell Kahoku about his men. I think Emily Wong will also want to speak to us again. Take these two, yeah.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Oh yeah, Rear Admiral Merkelovich, something like that. I'm just going to say it before we talk to him, actually.
Rear Admiral Mihailovic, 5th Fleet.
Salute.
Commander Shepard, SSV Normandy.
You don't know who I am, do you, Commander? I command the 63rd Scout Flotilla. You and the Normandy were slated for my unit after shakedown. Then the Council got their paws, claws, tentacles, whatever. They got them on our ship, and you.
I still serve the Alliance, sir. As a Spectre, I can advance our interests to the Council.
You still know what color your blood is, Shepard? I don't begrudge the politician's decision to throw you to the Council. It's an opportunity. I do begrudge this over-designed piece of tin, though.
The Normandy is a fine ship, sir. She's served us well so far.
It's a gimmick, Commander. Useless in a stand-up fight. This experiment diverted billions from our appropriations bills. For the same price, we could have had a heavy cruiser. But no, we had to make nice to the Turians, throw money at a co-developed boondoggle. I'm here to make an inspection, Commander.
Yeah, please do.
Normandy is an Alliance warship. I intend to see she's up to snuff.
I mean
We'd
the
be honored to
SR2
show her to you,
that we
Admiral.
get in the next game blows this one away, but I mean...
Wait here. I
Still,
won't be
the
long.
Normandy SR1 was a good ship.
Commander, I'm not happy.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
Who designed that CIC? Putting the commander after everyone else is inefficient. What if he needs to discuss with the operators toward the bow?
Modified Turian style. They prefer commanders looking over their subordinates, rather than in the middle of them. We wanted to see how effectively they can command with that setup.
Reasonable goal,
Yeah,
but they
I kind
should
of
have
agree with
studied
him
that
on
in
that
a
point.
lab rather than on a frontline warship. I had to shake my head at that drive core of yours. 120 billion credits of element 0 to make this thing able to move without giving itself away. You realize we could make drive cores for 12,000 fighters with that money? What good is it to hide for a
Imagine
few
to
hours
say,
anyway?
do you read history?
Useless.
Men of limited vision said the same thing about early aircraft, submarines, and tanks.
There's two ways I could take that, Commander, but that is true. I suppose the early U-boats weren't much better. And we need to talk about your crew, Commander. Krogan? Asari? Turians? What are you thinking, Commander?
Allies,
You can't
yeah.
allow alien nationals free access to Alliance equipment?
Between Saren and the Geth, we have enough enemies out here. Treating other species with suspicion and distrust won't win hearts and minds.
That assumes the hearts and minds are worth winning. That hasn't been proven yet. You have anything else to say, Commander? Any other
Yeah, we need to build bridges.
justifications for the state of this vessel?
I think the Normandy is a good ship, sir. Even if you disagree, you have to see that her joint construction and multiracial crew make the Alliance look better.
Yes.
Your job is to look good, Commander. The Alliance navies is to win wars.
We're not at war at
I'm
the
not
minute.
convinced Normandy isn't a waste of taxpayer money, but I am convinced that you believe otherwise, and that you'll use it to its best ability. I'll be submitting a report to the Joint Military Council. It will not be as negative as I planned. Good hunting, Commander Shepard. Make us proud.
No.
Coming up in a report later today, Emily Wong investigates corruption on the Citadel and uncovers a full-blown crime syndicate.
Okay, don't talk
Commander
to
Shepard?
this woman yet. I'll talk to her right at the end, that's what I do. Okay, first of all, let's go to the Presidium Tower. See, Emily Wong's over here.
Hello again, Commander. I've got a proposition for you.
I'm
Since
interested.
you helped me get information on the crime syndicate, I've gotten a lot more backing from my publishers. I'm investigating traffic controller conditions now, and I wondered if you could help.
Yeah, sure, traffic controllers.
That seems like a step down from wide-scale corruption.
Actually, in a way, it's more important. This isn't about people getting rich. This is about safety. I've heard rumors that the space traffic controllers are overworked to a dangerous degree. I can't get into the control room, but you could. If you planted a bug inside, I could crack the story.
If you crack this story, what's likely to happen?
Ideally, there will be calls to improve working conditions by hiring more controllers and upgrading systems. The Council won't pay for improvements voluntarily. This story will provide that pressure.
What will this bug allow you to pick up?
Just audio and video. I'm not trying to tap into the traffic control system if that's what you're worried about. I just need to hear and see them in order to correlate their activity with traffic efficiency.
Everyone knows space traffic controllers are overworked. How is this news?
There's a difference between overworked and dangerous. Traffic at the Citadel has increased by 300% in the last century, but traffic controller resources haven't kept up. We already have several last-minute wave-offs per week. Do we have to wait for a full-blown disaster?
I'll try.
I can't promise anything, but I'll see what I can do. Give me the bug.
Excellent. Just place it on a terminal with a good view of the area. Thanks again for your help. In the long run, this story is going to save lives.
No, I'm wait. Commander, any word on my missing men?
I'm not sure how to tell you this, Admiral. Your men were killed by a thresher maw.
A thresher maw? That's not... My men wouldn't just stumble into a thresher nest. Not the entire unit.
Somebody lured them there with an Alliance distress beacon. Placed it perfectly so they'd land right beside the thresher nest.
Damn it. I had a bad feeling about this ever since my team disappeared. An Alliance beacon used as bait, my unit wiped out, and nobody seems to know anything about it. Commander, I appreciate what you did. Now I need to do my part. The families of those Marines deserve to know why they died.
Captain Anderson said you had information on Baines.
Not as much as I'd like to. One of my crews found him, frozen stiff on board a derelict vessel. The missing recon group? The one I sent you to find? They were scouting the system we found Baines' ship in.
Anything you need from me?
Not right now, Shepard, but I'll let you know as soon as I find something out.
Level up. No, hang on, over here. Okay, so Presidium again. If we go to the embassies. I'll speak to Nasana.
Commander Shepard, I am Nasana Dantius. I'm glad you're here. I must talk to you about my sister Dahlia.
No, she hasn't.
She's been kidnapped by slavers.
Dahlia's dead, Nasana, and I know she was blackmailing you.
And I was all set to try to manipulate you into hunting her down for me. But I guess that won't be necessary now, will it?
You wanted your sister dead?
If people found out my sister was a criminal, I'd be considered a security risk. They'd revoke my clearance, or place me on administrative leave until she was apprehended. I shall transfer a little something into your account as a token of my appreciation. I'm sure you'll find the amount satisfactory.
You're a diplomat on her way up the ranks. It could be handy to have a Spectre who owes you a favor.
You make a good point. Anyone can come up with credits, but I can give you authorization to purchase prototype Asari mods. I will get you added to our manufacturer's preferred client list. I think you'd be very interested in what they have available. Goodbye, Shepard. It has been a pleasure doing business with you.
Okay, I'm actually going to go to the financial district and see if we can buy any new armor kind of things. And we can also talk to these people while they're
I
here.
don't care what you think, Michael. It's my decision.
I know you're hurting, Rebecca, but don't let your grief hurt your baby too.
Can I help you with anything?
Perhaps you can talk some sense into her.
I don't need anyone to talk sense into me, Michael. I'm not undergoing the treatments.
My sister-in-law here is pregnant, and she's refused to let the baby undergo gene therapy in utero.
I'm certain that she has a good reason. I'd like to hear both sides.
If you do let him let the baby have it, I believe he turns like really weird. I think
There's a chance that the baby could develop the same heart
isolating
condition,
himself
but
and that kind of
routine
stuff.
gene therapy can eliminate it.
A very small chance, Michael. And extranet reports say the therapy could harm the child.
It's less dangerous than the genetic enhancements that every soldier in the Alliance receives.
What are the chances that your child will develop the heart condition?
According to the doctors, there's a 1 in 50 chance. And if my baby develops the condition, medical treatments are available.
Which are nowhere near as effective as simply getting the gene therapy.
What are the chances that gene therapy could hurt the baby?
1 in 300 at most.
But extranet articles say there could still be long-term complications we don't know about. Don't you understand? If my baby is that 1 in 300, I will always wonder if I killed my baby for nothing.
It's Rebecca's child, Michael. I think you should honor her decision.
Damn it, she's not choosing. She's acting blindly out of grief.
Still her choice.
I know you want the best for your brother's child, but this isn't your decision.
Of course it is! I'm the closest thing to a father
And
this
act like
baby's
it,
going
yeah.
to have.
Then support the baby's mother. Stand with her when she makes tough decisions.
This baby is the only thing my brother... It's all I have left of him. I need to know that the baby's safe.
It's all I have left too, Michael.
I just want Jacob's child to be safe. I want to give him that much.
We will. I promise. Thank you for talking with us. I appreciate it.
Okay, let's go speak to Delaninda. Or Delan, as he likes to be called. Yeah, buy something.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, so I'm looking at non-human, so for Rex, yeah, that's much better, isn't it? Let's get in that. Turian, yeah. Literally better than whatever they've got at the minute anyway, so yeah, sure. Okay, we've got to go and speak to our biggest fan ever, Conrad Werner, in the markets. What locations? Where was he? The markets.
There are rumors on the extranet that you've
Yeah,
been
I'll do
made
my
the
best,
first
yeah.
human Spectre. That's incredible.
Being a Spectre is a big responsibility. I just want to make humanity proud.
The vids are all talking about Commander Shepard fighting for all of us back home. And they also say that you don't take crap from anybody. You're showing them what humans can do. Hey, can I get your picture?
I suppose.
I don't have a problem with it, but why?
You're a hero, Shepard. Decades from now, humanity's going to remember you.
Certainly hope so.
And I'll have your picture. Just hold up your gun. Perfect. Thanks again, Commander. I'm gonna hang this in my living room. My wife will love it.
No, she won't. Oh, this guy's absolutely clueless when it comes to that stuff, isn't he? Okay, let's have a look. So we want Ward, CSEC. Okay, let's go and plant that bug. Okay. Oh, right. There we go. Plant book.
I'm already getting readings. This is gonna make a great story. Thank you so much for your help. Here, this is everything I've got from my publisher's budget.
I don't think we run into
It
her
was no
again.
problem. Good luck with your story. It deserves to be heard.
I appreciate your support. I hope this will save some lives in the long run. Thanks again for your help. I'm gonna show this to my publisher.
Okay. Actually, I'm just gonna go to the med clinic. There's one more quest we can get while we're here, and it's one you need to do like where you have to leave the Citadel and come back, so I definitely wouldn't recommend doing it towards the end of the game, because there's a point where you could literally have to leave the Citadel and you can't go back until you complete the game, and obviously by then it's too late. So if we go down here.
A Solarian excavation team has run into an unexpected problem after unearthing a Prothean dig site. Hanar protesters have blockaded the dig site, claiming that artifacts of the Enkindlers, as the Hanar call them, should not be disturbed. The excavation team has appealed to Hanar representatives on the Citadel to reach a diplomatic solution.
Where is he? There's a guy. There he is, over there.
Hey, you're that Shepherd kid.
Hey, been a long time, huh?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm sorry. Do we know each other?
I guess you don't remember me. Lieutenant Zabaleta? I worked with your mother. We served on the carrier Einstein. Well, that was 12, 13 years back, though. You were just a kid then.
I didn't see her much that tour. The ship was on patrol most of the time.
Hey, call your mom up and ask. She'd remember old Zabaleta.
Yeah, she does.
She'd vouch for me. Look, I need a favor. I'm kind of short on money these days. I hate hitting you up for money, but a man's gotta eat, right? So, could you spare something? Maybe 20 credits.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
You're a good kid, you know that? Thanks. You ever want to come by and talk, I'll be here. Huh? Can't afford a ticket home, right?
Says a lot about him, doesn't it? Anymore. No, I can't have those yet. Okay. Cat wants something.
Presidium technicians are struggling to understand why a computer system catastrophically overloaded
yeah, that's the
recently.
AI we destroyed,
Technicians are reportedly unsure of what caused the malfunction, or even what the system was originally designed to do. CSEC is investigating the possible vandalism or misuse of public property.
Okay, actually we need to go back to the ship now anyway, so after that I will call it for this video. Let me just, come on. I wish there was like in Mass Effect 2 and 3 they added in a, you know, basically fast travel to your ship thing, especially in the Legendary Edition. It would have been so much better if they put that in as an option. Or even just fast travel to outside your ship
Binary
somehow.
Helix has settled out of court with a Krogan group that had accused the Genetics Corporation of fraud. The Krogan group had contracted Binary Helix to perform studies with a long-range goal of curing their genetic sterilization. The group later sued for a return of investment money when the study produced no viable results.
Yeah, like the Solarians would have let the group, you know, tell them their findings if they didn't even find anything, you know.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in Logged. The commanding officer is aboard. Exo Presley stands relieved.
Okay, so I'm going to call that it for this one. Please like and subscribe if you want to keep seeing more, and I'll be back soon with more Mass Effect.